What is up? What is up? What is up? It is your boy Poetics. I'm here today to break down my track Oblivion. It was a chill lo-fi beat I made, and super basic, but it ended up getting picked up by a lot of playlists, and it's about to pass 3 million streams. So I figured now is a good time to review it and tell you guys some of my techniques that I use for mixing my drums with lo-fi beats and the layouts and all that. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into that. So the first thing I did was I got this dope little loop from Splice. The original loop is actually sounds like this. So I took that loop. It was originally literally like this. So I heard that and I loved the chords in it and how it sounded. So the first thing I did was I stretched it way out and then slowed the tempo down to a crawl. When I'm listening to lo-fi music, I like to listen to a lot of chill music, and I also get a lot of my inspiration from Memphis rap and the Texas rap, the chopped and screwed stuff. So I listened to a lot of DJ Screw back in the day. So I put it in there, and then the next thing I did is I added this low pass filter, and I got a lot of that out of there. A lot of the percussion. I wanted just the chord vibe, so. Yeah, so that's how that went. And then I added this reverb. Just to give it even more of the reverby goodness. And then I added a kick. So this is what the kick sounded like. It's from an Internet Money pack. So you're gonna hear some different techniques I did here too, because the original kick sounded like this. And a tip I got is if you're doing specific vibes, if you're going for lo-fi vibes, if you're going for trap, don't just use the stock drums. Do the effects and techniques necessary to make it fit that genre you're going for. So for the kick, I added the same low-pass filter, not the exact same, but similar low-pass filter to cut out a lot of the high end, just so it can punch through. And then I added sausage fattener and reverb once again. This reverb's a little less wet, so it's a little drier. So this is what it sounded like. So you can tell it's a lot more mellow sounding. And then the hi-hat. So in lo-fi, the hi-hat is where you are adding, just kind of in hi-hat and percussion, that's where you're adding any type of bounce, because you got to have some kind of bounce. A lot of people, when they first get into lo-fi, they make the mistake of just doing a basic two-step hi-hat, and that doesn't end up sounding anything like people want it to when they're listening to lo-fi. So the original hi-hat sounded like this. So I'm doing a technique where I take a bunch of different hi-hats that kind of work together, and I do different combinations of them on top of each other or not on top of each other to get a specific bounce so that every note sounds slightly different. So yeah, that's what I did with that. And then I went and I added DAW cassette, which is a great plugin I use for almost all my drums and lo-fi beats. Then I added a parametric EQ. I put a low pass filter on it, but not as much, because with hi-hats, there's a ton of high frequencies, but not very many low frequencies. But I wanted to just still be able to get it so it sounded a little bit like underwater, a little bit chill. Then I added fruity reverb, once again. And then on the open hi-hat, I just did DAW cassette. And you can also tell that I brought the quality down all the way to make it sound really dirty, and I did that on both of all the hi-hats. So I wanted it to really sound like it's coming through a cassette, and that cassette has horrible audio quality. And then I just added this basic, from Alex Lustig kit, this basic crash, and I took it and I reverbed the mess out of it. I added, once again, a low pass filter, and it sounded like this. Okay, so then what I did, some of my older lo-fi beats, I had people telling me when I would pitch it to playlists that there wasn't enough going on in it. So what I started doing is I would add sections, even if they're short, where I just took out everything and I just made it just a kick, or just the hi-hat and snare, or stuff just to make it, add a little part in the middle where it's different, and then I bring it back to how it was before. So I had this basic pattern, and then I brought it down to just the kick, and it sounded like this. I also did a technique I like to do where I take the open hi-hat, and because it's reverbed, I can cut out where it's actually supposed to crash, where I have it crash over here at the beginning of the chorus, and you hear it actually crash. So that gives it a sense of completion right when the chorus starts. And then when the verse starts, I cut it out, but I still have a lot of reverb, so it still echoes a little bit. So it's giving you a sense of something is missing. Something isn't here that's supposed to be here. So then you get just the kick, and it makes it sound a little mysterious and kind of grip you a little bit. So then we bring it all back in. I added it double chorus, so it's about from 51 seconds to minute 30 seconds. So it's writing just enough to where you don't get bored of the beat by the end. It just rides out after that, and then you have the melody just riding out in the end. So yeah, it's a very basic beat, but a lot of people really liked it and told me great things about it. So let this be known that when you're doing lo-fi, you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to in general with music, if it matches the vibe, don't add anything. If it fits the vibe you're going for, don't add anything. Don't add a bunch of parts and sections. Like, just have it be what it needs to be, and then just leave it there. For example, also when it comes to most music, like you look at Kanye. Kanye's not doing any, like, and a lot of his beats, I mean, some songs he does a lot of stuff, but and a lot of the stuff off Donda and Yeezus and stuff, it would just be the same beat the whole time because it didn't need to do anything else because it matched the vibe he was going for. So, yep. Anyways, hope this helps you out with all your lo-fi endeavors. Hit me up on Instagram, subscribe, and I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day.